Aha! Hello. I'm back. And while I was away, I did something that is a little unthinkable in the PC space. Although I do think a lot more people are considering doing this now. I purchased for myself one of these. Aha! Yes. And this up here is what a lot of people have been afraid of. People don't go with AMD. They always go with NVIDIA. So, the point of this video is to kind of tell you guys how it's been, whether or not I've enjoyed it, how it's compared to my last card, and just kind of see how much of an upgrade it is, do kind of a comparison noise-wise and just performance-wise. So, let's get into it. So, first of all, I started with a NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti, and I bought that card probably 4 years ago, I think. So it was a generation or two old by the time I bought it, and yeah, it was a good card. It lasted me a good long time. It was just getting a little slow for some of the games I was playing. Battlefront 2, it's kind of slow. It maxes out. And that game is 2017 or so. It had a hard time keeping up with Minecraft with shaders on. So it was getting maybe 30 FPS with some shaders on. And I wanted a 1440p 144 hertz monitor for gaming, so it wouldn't have been sufficient really for that either. I don't care too much about ray tracing, so that wasn't a big deal. But with the new card, it's definitely an option. It's not gonna be very performant, but I didn't care too much about that anyway. So yeah, so that's what I started with, the GTX 1660 Ti. And after a few years, I was ready to make an upgrade. I pretty much said to myself, I'm not going to go NVIDIA this time. It was either going to be Intel or AMD. And the reason for that was I haven't really been loving the practices of NVIDIA. And the value of their cards, especially like the 40 series, seems to have decreased significantly. And people are still selling their used 30 series cards on the internet for like crazy prices. So I wasn't going to go NVIDIA. Intel, I thought about it, and I was kind of still worried about their long-term viability. So I decided not to go Intel either. So that kind of left AMD. And I decided if I wanted AMD, I was going to go with their OEM model because I like the aesthetics of it. That's pretty much the only reason. You know, I guess with the OEM model, you get kind of a guarantee of the quality of the product. So that was one other thing. So I was excited to get a new card, and I wasn't exactly sure which one I was going to go with. There were several options. I bought it just before, like a couple days before the 7800 XT and 7700 XT came out. So those are the latest generation. And I wasn't sure about those. I figured they'd be going for quite a lot higher. So, you know, they'd be more expensive. But so I decided to go last gen, and I'm not sure that was the best decision. I think that the 7800 XT is an excellent value, but it was probably still outside my budget. I think I spent, well, let's see, their website's probably still up here, AMD.com. This is how I bought it. I bought it from AMD.com. 6750, 420 bucks. So that's what I got it for. And I also got a CPU with it. I got the 7700. No, what was it? It's a 7 something, whatever. It's 8 cores, 12 threads, I think, 5 point something gigahertz max turbo. Anyway, I got a discount, which was great. I'm pretty pleased with the card. So I'll start talking about the card itself. It's in my PC right now, so I'll just show you the box. It looks pretty much like that. The box, I love it. When it came, I was very happy, very excited. It's way better than the 1660, like way better, which is to be expected, of course. But I think it trades punches with the 3070 and the 3060, so it's kind of like in between those two cards. And that's pretty much what I wanted. I wanted something pretty much equal to a 3070, maybe in between a 3070 and a 3060. So it's pretty much exactly where I wanted in terms of performance. Again, didn't really care about ray tracing. But now I can play 1440p at 144 hertz, and it keeps up just fine. I have to upgrade my RAM in my PC because I have one stick of 16 gigs. That was a mistake. I meant to buy 2 sticks of 8, but so I got another stick of 16, so now I have 32. That's kind of been holding back my gaming performance a little bit on Battlefront 2, but a couple things. I had to adjust the fan curve of the card because it was getting up to like 85 degrees, which is not ideal. So I did that, but one of the biggest perks that I've seen with this card is the software is so much better than NVIDIA software. NVIDIA had 2 sort of softwares that you would download. One was their driver support software, and technically you didn't even have to download that one. And then the second one was the NVIDIA control panel. And there were a variety of options that you'd get with the NVIDIA control panel. You know, you could adjust like VSync and the frame rate and so on. But it looked old. The software looks old. The driver's software looks a little newer, but it's still like, it's not that great. There's not a whole lot of functionality. With the AMD software, you get so much functionality. Let me pull up, it's called AMD Adrenaline Edition. So this is what their software looks like. It's pretty nice. It's a little blurry the way I have it right now. Maybe that'll fix it. This is a bad idea. So you have your home page. You can launch games here. It shows you your average FPS and drivers. You have drivers right here. You can change your graphics profile, media, whatever. Okay. Gaming. You can launch apps here. Graphics. You can change settings in here. Performance. This is like custom profiles and such. Display. You have like a display tab. This is great. You can enable FreeSync. I think it automatically did it because it noticed that mine was a FreeSync monitor. Turn on scaling. GPU scaling. I should probably turn that on. And advisors. Yep, see, it does just fine on that. You can record and stream. I haven't done any of that yet. I don't think I need to. And then here is where all the magic happens. Performance. So, you have metrics here. You can adjust things, I think. And then here is where it all goes down. This is just fantastic. You have tuning controls. By default, you have it on this setting, default, but you can undervolt it from here, like you don't have to go into BIOS settings or anything. Undervolt your GPU, overclock it, overclock the VRAM. You can do a tuning preset for the fans and such, and then you can do a manual tuning. It enables smart access memory if you have a AMD CPU. And then you can monitor your temps. And then here you can adjust your fan curve. I had to do that a little bit to get it up to reasonable temperatures. It still doesn't ramp all the way up to 100%, but it doesn't even need to. It stays 65 degrees when under full load, so that's pretty good. I just love how you can do all of this in here. And then you can stress test your GPU. It's really amazing, their software. So the software is a huge benefit. And I think that alone is almost enough to buy an AMD card. It's really compelling just for the software. It's not performant in ray tracing. that's just something AMD doesn't do as well as NVIDIA, but unless you buy like a 4090 anyway, you're not going to get very good performance in ray tracing, so it's fine. As far as like just day in, day out sort of stuff, I haven't noticed it at all, really, that it's a different card. Like I haven't noticed the AMD versus NVIDIA difference a lot, except that it's easier to change the settings of the card and get it the way you want it. I have noticed that my PC is louder. I don't know if that's entirely the card. I think these cards, the OEM cards, are a lot louder than the... Is it OEM? I think OEM is the right word. Anyway, I think the cards directly from AMD are louder than the ones that you can get. No, I guess it is OEM. OEM is like their partners. Anyway, the partner cards, I think, are more quiet generally than the cards directly from AMD. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, unless you just want the... I don't know if I would buy... I just really like the aesthetics. That was the main thing. I don't care that much about noise anyway, so... you know, I got this one, and I'm happy with it. I don't really care about the noise, so... I'm happy with this one that I got. Other than that, it's been pretty comfortable gaming. It doesn't get hot anymore. Like, it used to get up to 80 degrees. Now it's like 65 solid when I'm gaming. And I'm happy with the temps. I'm happy with the card. The performance is great. It pretty much lines up with how I would do, with what I wanted. If I were me, I would probably buy the 7800 XT, because it's a great value. It's only $500. It's a lot more powerful than the 6750. I wouldn't buy... I'm not saying I wouldn't buy this card again just because it's bad. I'm saying it because there's a better option out there now. And I would just go and spend the extra, what is it, like $80 to get the 7800. $80 is a lot now that I think about it, but I think it's worth it, for the extra performance. So that's what I have to say about that. I have been enjoying the card thoroughly, and I think that if you're going to consider buying a GPU now, which I think a lot of people are, AMD is a great option. And I think if you can't get your hands on a 7800 XT because they're selling like crazy, a 6750 is a fantastic option, and it's like a 3070 basically. It performs better. It's like, I think it was like 20% better than my cousin's RTX 2070 Super. I think it's something like that. So yeah, great card. It's been reliable for me so far. Maybe a little loud if you are sensitive to noise. I wouldn't go with the one directly from AMD. But yeah, thanks for watching.